Hey, Carl, so good to see you. You know what that's from? You should. You absolutely should. Yes, you should. I don't care. I don't care where you're from. You think I care if you're in Belgium right now? You should know exactly what that's from, even if it has the dubbed over words. But in Belgium, they speak like 3 languages as their national language. That's an interesting thing for dubbing. Who wins in the dub wars? Like if a movie comes out in Belgium, which language wins? You know? That's pretty strange. Probably going to be a little less strange than some of the bets that we have on this Winter Classic Monday. I know that's why you guys are here. Last time I checked in with you was Saturday, and things went pretty well for us. We hit the Blue Jackets over the Blackhawks. We hit the Golden Knights over the Predators. I remember I think we hit everything but one bet, as long as my memory serves me correctly. It was a hell of a Saturday, and I'm happy that I was able to deliver that for you. And now we're going to be looking at this Winter Classic game. And I don't know if you've played hockey, if you know any differences between indoor and outdoor hockey, but it's certainly not the same as playing in some arena. And you can see that when you look at some of the previous Winter Classic games. Before you do anything like that, the first thing you should be doing is going over to DraftKings, where they have a promotion. Bet $5. You can bet $5 on either of these teams. Are you right? Are you wrong? Doesn't matter. They're going to give you $200 in free bet credits as long as you're a new account on the platform and you open up an account on DraftKings Sportsbook. Just make sure you're in the right area. Like, I don't know if it works in 5-language Belgium. So read the specifics in the description of this video, and then just click the link and it will take you directly there. Who knows? Maybe it will redirect you to some wacky site. No, it will not. It will never do that. It would never do such a thing, because I would never let them do something like that to you. So looking at this Winter Classic game, it really is not going to be the same as a regular game. I think there have been 13 of them, something like that. Well, of all those Winter Classic games, do you know how many have had over 6 goals of those 13? 2. And to me, it makes complete sense, because when you're playing outdoors, like, weather is actually a factor, like an outdoor football game, which is why at the 10-minute mark of each period, the teams actually have to switch sides, because it's an unfair advantage if there's a strong wind heading in one direction and one team gets 2 periods heading in that direction and the other team only gets 1. So it really does play a factor. And then the snow, the way it accumulates on the ice, it's different than a climate-controlled arena, and that has always, to me, meant unders. And if you're going to go look back at the game last year, sure, but look at almost every single other one. What does everyone end, seemingly? 3-2, 3-2, 3-2, 3-2, 3-2, 3-2, 3-2. There's 3 and 2s left and right, and I'm inclined to believe that we're going to see something similar to that for this game. However, look at these 2 teams we have here. We have, what is this? Crosby's 4th Winter Classic? But both of these teams have had them before. They actually will feel, I don't want to say comfortable, but they have played in this environment before. My gut tells me this one ends 3-2. So imagine that, starting with a correct score. If I was to pick a correct score, I would go 3-2 either way. But obviously you can use something like that to your advantage. What I would do is I would use a same game parlay feature and use both teams under 4.5 goals. It's saying that neither team's going to get over 4. And man, I really feel comfortable in that. It's not easy to score 5 goals outdoors with the way the rink is in those environments, unless maybe there's a couple of empty netters. But if you do both teams under 4.5, and then honestly, you can take Pittsburgh plus 1.5, because if they lose 3-2, you'll cover. Or if you want, if you think Boston's going to win, you don't want to take Pittsburgh 1.5, then take both teams under 4.5 with Boston to win. I can literally stand behind both of those, because my personal belief, Boston 3-2 overtime or shootout. That's what so many of these have gone that way in the past, and it makes total sense. I got to check that Boston weather, but it's a windy-ass city. I went to school there. It's a windy-ass city, and that means unders to me. It's not going to look like one of those Colorado playoff games where they're just jetting up the ice and down the ice. It's going to be different. So I'm definitely leaning towards under. Not leaning. That's what I'm going to be taking, the under in this one. And you know what I've realized lately? This has to be a recent addition, But on Caesars Sportsbook, they allow you to same game parlay and include shots and players. You can't do that on many of the sportsbooks. I don't know, maybe if you guys are on some scam sportsbook that maybe few people have heard about, like, oh, my guy sportsbook. I mean, tell me that's not a killer website. My Guy Sportsbook. Well, who do you use? You use DraftKings? I use My Guys. Not a bad name. Don't steal it. Actually, you can. I'm never creating that. So if you go to, man, do I go off the train tracks or what? But if you go to Caesars Sportsbook, they actually allow you to combine shots on goal with points and totals and go. And a lot of these don't do those. You're only allowed to take like shots on goal and points individually, or combine them with those props from other games. But you can, and I was futzing around with it. I always believe in these games that the big guys are going to get the points, like the big names, the stars, the guys on the power plays. So what I picked for this one was Crosby to register a point, Marchand over 2.5 shots, Pittsburgh plus 1.5 with the under 6, and I think that ends up at plus 700 or something like that. I like that same game parlay. If you're able to put something like that, just a little sprinkle, it's like plus 700. I definitely think that's an interesting one to take. So that's what I got for you. If you want to take more, any of the big guys to register a point, Marchand, Pasternak, Bergeron, Malkin, Crosby, the big heavy hitters who have done this before, been there before. That's who I would take on the player props side. Now we got some other games as well. The Colorado Avalanche, they got Nathan MacKinnon back the other night. I thought they were going to beat Toronto. I thought they were going to use that as a boost. They've been scoring the games before that, so I thought just MacKinnon coming back would even enter. But Toronto, to their credit, they threw him a nice beating. But after that loss, I got to take Colorado. Colorado, back-to-back losses at home. Vegas, I got to double-check the status, but as long as Eichel still isn't playing, Theodore still isn't playing, I think this is a great game to take Colorado. You're getting a price for a team that if this was a couple months ago and those guys weren't out, I think this would be closer to 190. I really think that's a good price. I know Vegas is like the top seed in the West, but this isn't the Vegas that accumulated those points. They're missing a couple of key pieces of the team, and as you've seen, their scoring in the last couple of weeks, they've been one of the lower scoring teams while they've been dealing with these injuries and people on IR and whatnot. And I think this is a good opportunity. Colorado in a bounce back spot after a loss to Toronto. I'm going to take the Colorado Avalanche to win that one. And then lastly, you got a game. This is kind of a couple of pointing Spider-Mans. You got the Ducks, a team who definitely has trouble scoring. And then the Philadelphia Flyers, a team who's kind of played pretty inspired hockey lately. I think we're going to take the same kind of thing that you saw me take with the Winter Classic. Both teams under 4.5, and then the Ducks plus 1.5. Or if you want, you can just take the under 6.5 with the Ducks plus 1.5. I'm cool with any assortment of those. I know it's a mixed bag, but this is kind of what I feel for this Monday night. I'll be sprinkling a little bit on each of those. I feel pretty good about them. I'd say this is on like a report card level of confidence, like a B- confidence. It's not like, oh, it's the best, but I like Colorado in the bounce back spot. You would have to think these two under type teams go unders. I know there's my caveat when two bad teams play each other, but it also has to involve teams who are able to put the puck in, like a Vancouver Sharks. Yes, go ahead, go over. But these two teams, they get into funks offensively at times. So I always feel inclined to go under when you have those type of scenarios. I mean, Anaheim's cashed a lot of unders for us already. So that's what I got for you on this Monday night. Good luck to all of you. Better luck to me. Make sure you subscribe to the Odd Shopper channel here. Toss this video a like. They're checking. Oh, they're checking. They check those likes, and then they come back to me. Andy, 6% less likes on that one. I go, look at these people. What do you want me to say? So do that for them, and then you come find me on social media. You got my name right over here somewhere. And that's my name on all social media platforms. Twitter, Instagram, MySpace, TikTok, Facebook, you name it. You come find me on there, follow me. I'd sincerely appreciate that. I'll be back with you tomorrow to talk my favorite Tuesday bets. See you then.